On a dark night, a woman is walking home when she suddenly hears a strange voice behind her. She becomes frightened and tries to hurry away. An unknown figure suddenly appears into her life. Who is this mysterious? That secret will only be revealed by the end of the movie. The story begins in the year 3000, where a massive city can be seen floating high above the clouds. Far below it, the world has been reduced to a giant wasteland filled with mountains of discarded machines and debris. This is where the poorest people live. In this strange city, a scientist named Dr. Ito has built his own laboratory. He works with advanced technology and creates cybernetic bodies, giving people who have lost parts of themselves a chance to live again. As usual, Dr. Ito is searching through the piles of discarded technology for useful equipment. Suddenly, he notices something unusual nearby. Buried among the debris is a damaged cyborg girl. Her body is partly human and partly mechanical. Dr. Ito is stunned because the technology used to create her appears to be almost 300 years old. But what surprises him even more is that her brain is still completely alive. Dr. Ito immediately takes her back to his laboratory. Using advanced cybernetic technology, he gives her a new body and carefully restores her damaged systems. After some time, the girl finally wakes up. She immediately sits up in confusion and looks at her hands, her legs, and the rest of her body. Everything feels unfamiliar. When she tries to stand for the first time, she loses her balance and falls to the floor. But instead of giving up, she gets back up and tries again. Eventually, she manages to walk. She then approaches a mirror and stares at her reflection. She is amazed by her new body and seems genuinely happy to have another chance at life. After putting on some clothes, she quietly makes her way downstairs where Dr. Ito is examining another cybernetic patient. When Dr. Ito sees her, he is extremely happy. His assistant, who is also part human and part machine, is equally surprised and relieved to see that the girl is awake. Dr. Ito examines her and asks a few simple questions to make sure she is functioning properly. After checking her systems, he realizes that she is doing remarkably well. He then gives her something to eat. The girl takes a bite and immediately makes a strange expression, as if she has never tasted food before. Dr. Ito and his assistant exchange amused looks. During their conversation, Ito notices something unusual about her. Despite her mechanical body, she clearly displays genuine human emotions. Later, Dr. Ito takes her outside. For her, everything is completely new. She has no memories of her past, so even ordinary things like walking, speaking, eating, and understanding the world around her have to be learned again. As she explores the city, she is amazed by its incredible technology and strange mechanical creatures. Dr. Ito decides to give her a new name, Alita. The moment she hears her new name, Alita becomes extremely happy and gives Dr. Ito a warm hug. Dr. Ito then explains the history of their world. Many years earlier, a devastating war had nearly destroyed civilization. The destruction was so severe that only a few cities managed to survive. Iron City became one of the places where survivors settled. Above them, the mysterious floating city of Zalem still existed, protected far above the ruined world below. Dr. Ito enters a shop to collect some supplies, leaving Alita outside for a short while. While eating some bread, something catches her attention. She sees a wanted poster. According to the poster, several women have been murdered by a mysterious criminal. While she is looking at the poster, a large robot suddenly approaches her. Alita immediately assumes that the machine is about to attack her. Without hesitation, she prepares herself to fight. But before she can do anything, a young man quickly steps in and stops her. He explains that the robot is not an enemy. It is simply one of the ordinary machines living and working in the city. The young man's name is Hugo. After seeing how quickly Alita reacted, Hugo smiles and tells her that she is clearly very brave. This unexpected encounter becomes the beginning of Alita and Hugo's friendship and the first step toward a much bigger mystery surrounding Alita's forgotten past. Hugo is amazed when he gets a closer look at Alita's body. He starts praising her because her cybernetic body is extremely powerful and far more advanced than the ordinary machines found throughout Iron City. Alita is also surprised by what her body can do. As they continue talking, Alita and Hugo quickly become good friends. Hugo is fascinated by her innocence and curiosity, while Alita enjoys having someone who can explain this strange new world to her. However, before Hugo can tell Alita anything more, Dr. Ito arrives. He becomes concerned and immediately takes Alita back home with him. That same night, a young woman leaves her home and heads into the city. The streets are quiet and almost empty. As she continues walking, a mysterious stranger suddenly appears in front of her. Before she can understand what is happening, the stranger attacks her. The incident ends with the woman being while the mysterious attacker disappears without leaving any clear clue behind. It turns out that a dangerous serial killer has been operating in Iron City. The killer has been targeting women one after another, but nobody knows who is behind these crimes or what the motive could be. Later that night, Alita suddenly hears strange noises inside the house. She wakes up and gets out of bed. As she looks around, she notices Dr. Ito returning home from somewhere. She begins to wonder whether the mysterious killer everyone is searching for could actually be Dr. Ito himself. The next morning, the latest murder becomes the main topic of conversation throughout the city. Dr. Ito has a bandage wrapped around his hand while treating an injured man in his clinic. Alita is also nearby and listens carefully to their conversation. The man explains that another woman was attacked the previous night. However, the killer managed to escape before anyone could catch him. Alita immediately becomes interested in the case. She wants to know who the killer is and why these women are being targeted. But when she asks Dr. Ito about it, he refuses to give her any more information. Instead, he tells her to stay away from the investigation because it could be extremely dangerous. Soon afterward, Dr. Ito's estranged wife comes to meet him. The two have been separated for some time, and their relationship is clearly complicated. While they are talking, Alita comes out of the room and meets Dr. Ito's wife. The woman looks closely at Alita's hands. Suddenly, her expression changes. She realizes that the cybernetic body Alita is using once belonged to her own daughter. This reveals an emotional secret. Dr. Ito's daughter had died, and he had preserved her cybernetic body. Later, when he found Alita's surviving brain among the discarded machines, he used his daughter's body to give Alita a new life. Dr. Ito's wife is deeply affected by this and asks him why he decided to give their daughter's body to Alita. Dr. Ito explains that although their daughter is gone, having her body continue to exist gives them a way to remember her. Meanwhile, Alita goes outside to explore Iron City. She sees people enjoying themselves, playing games, shopping, and spending time together. Since almost everything is new to her, she becomes fascinated by the lively atmosphere of the city. She unexpectedly meets Hugo again. Hugo takes Alita to a popular game that has become a major form of entertainment in Iron City. At first, Alita doesn't completely understand the game, but once she starts playing, everyone around her is surprised by her incredible reflexes. Her cybernetic body gives her extraordinary speed, balance, and precision. Alita quickly becomes the center of attention. She manages to outperform the other players and eventually wins the game, leaving everyone impressed. Meanwhile, Dr. Ito is still talking with his wife. She wants to reach the wealthy world above Iron City, where the privileged people live in Zalem. She believes that Dr. Ito can help her achieve that goal. However, Dr. Ito refuses to help her. Their conversation becomes emotional, and eventually she leaves. Dr. Ito can only watch as she walks away. On the other side of the city, Hugo takes her through the marketplace. There, he introduces her to something she has never tasted before: chocolate. Alita takes her first bite and immediately loves it. She becomes genuinely excited by the simple experience, showing just how much she is discovering about the world around her. Just then, a mysterious man walks past them. Hugo quietly explains that the man is a bounty hunter who takes dangerous jobs in exchange for money. Alita notices the sword he is carrying and becomes fascinated by it. She keeps watching him as he disappears into the crowded streets. What Alita doesn't know is that this encounter is about to pull her deeper into the dangerous world of Iron City and eventually bring her closer to the truth about her forgotten past. That night, Alita returns home quite late. She quietly tries to enter her room without making any noise, but Dr. Ito is still awake. He notices her and, instead of getting angry, gives her something to eat. He then gently warns her not to spend too much time wandering around the city or getting involved with strangers. The next morning, Alita goes to meet Hugo again. This time, Hugo takes her to the top of a building. From there, they can see almost the entire Iron City below them. Even more amazing is the view of Zalem, the mysterious city floating high above them. From this rooftop, it looks much closer than Alita has ever seen it before. Nearby, Alita notices a massive pipe stretching between the two cities. Hugo explains that many supplies and other materials are transported from Zalem down to Iron City through this huge system. He then tells Alita about his biggest dream. Hugo wants to reach Zalem. He says he has been working extremely hard and saving money because he believes that one day he will find a way to enter the Sky City. Alita becomes curious and asks him what Zalem is really like. Hugo then tells her something that completely surprises her. He explains that Dr. Ito found Alita buried in a pile of garbage, and according to him, that garbage had originally come from Zalem. This means there is a possibility that Alita herself may have come from the Sky City. But Alita has no memory of her past. Her memories were damaged or erased long ago, so she has no idea who she was before Dr. The following day, Dr. Ito leaves the house. Alita becomes curious about where he is going, so she secretly follows him through the city. After some time, she discovers the truth. Dr. Ito is not the mysterious killer she once suspected. He is actually a hunter warrior. Hunter warriors are people who track down dangerous criminals and bring them to justice. They receive rewards for capturing criminals, and their work has become an important part of life in Iron City. Alita is surprised to discover this hidden side of Dr. Ito. But suddenly, another dangerous criminal appears. This is one of the attackers connected to the mysterious crimes happening throughout the city. Alita immediately steps forward and confronts him. Despite her lack of memories, her body seems to remember how to fight. She moves with incredible speed and precision, quickly overwhelming the attacker and forcing him to retreat. During the confrontation, Alita also manages to defeat another criminal. Afterward, Dr. Ito and Alita take the defeated criminal's remains to a processing facility, where they receive a reward of $20. Later, Dr. Ito decides to tell Alita about his past. He explains that many years ago, he lived happily with his wife and daughter. At that time, he had created a powerful robot for his work. But one day, something went terribly wrong. The robot entered their home and took his daughter away. The incident completely changed Dr. Ito. Devastated and furious, he eventually destroyed the robot he had created himself. After losing his daughter, he decided to become a hunter warrior so he could protect others and stop dangerous criminals from hurting innocent people. Meanwhile, the story introduces a powerful businessman named Vector. Vector is the owner of Iron City's popular motorball racing games. He controls the competitions and has a lot of influence in the city. However, Vector is secretly working with Dr. Ito's estranged wife. She dreams of reaching Zalem, and Vector has promised that he can help her get there. Because of this promise, she has secretly agreed to work with him. Later, the damaged robot that Alita defeated returns to Vector. The robot tells him that Alita was responsible for his condition. Vector becomes furious and mocks him for being defeated by someone he considers to be just a young girl. But the robot strongly disagrees. He tells Vector that Alita is not an ordinary girl. She is far more powerful than she appears. Vector then gives the robot a new mission. He orders him to find Alita, defeat her, and bring her to him. From this moment, Alita's life becomes much more dangerous, as powerful enemies begin to realize that the girl Dr. Ito rescued from the garbage is hiding abilities far beyond their expectations. In the next scene, Hugo takes Alita to watch the famous motorball race. While they are there, Hugo explains that the winner of this competition gets a chance to reach the legendary Sky City of Zalem. Alita becomes extremely excited after hearing this. She starts believing that motorball might be her way to reach Zalem and discover the truth about her forgotten past. Afterward, Hugo takes Alita to see an ancient spacecraft. He explains that the ship is nearly 300 years old and originally belonged to the enemies from the Great War. The moment Alita sees it, she feels strangely connected to the ship. She jumps into the water and reaches the wreckage to explore it. Inside, she discovers an incredibly advanced cybernetic body. Alita takes the body to Dr. Ito and asks him to attach it to her head and replace her current body with it. However, Dr. Ito refuses. He explains that the body is extremely powerful and contains advanced weapons and technology. If Alita were connected to it, her abilities could become far beyond anything she has experienced before. Dr. Ito worries that she might lose control of her new abilities and become a serious danger to the people around her. Alita becomes frustrated by his decision. Later, she visits the facility where the bodies of defeated criminals and damaged machines are processed. There, Alita makes an important decision. She decides that she will become a hunter warrior. Soon afterward, Alita goes with Hugo to a club where many hunter warriors gather. Alita tells them that they should stop Vector's powerful robot because she believes it is connected to the mysterious attacks happening throughout the city. One of the hunters starts making fun of her. He points out that Alita is much smaller than the other fighters and questions whether someone her size could really stand against such a powerful opponent. Alita decides to prove him wrong. She challenges him, and within moments, her incredible speed and strength lead leave everyone stunned. The hunter is knocked backward, and the entire group realizes that Alita is far more powerful than she looks. Before anyone can react, Vector's upgraded robot suddenly appears. The machine is now much larger and stronger because Dr. Ito's estranged wife has upgraded it. The robot immediately confronts Alita, and she refuses to back down. A powerful battle follows between them. Eventually, the robot retreats into an underground area, hoping to escape. Alita follows him deep underground, where the confrontation continues. This time, the upgraded robot manages to overpower her, leaving her cybernetic body severely damaged. Just when Alita is in serious trouble, Dr. Ito and Hugo arrive. They confront the robot and manage to damage its mechanical body badly enough that it is forced to retreat. Ito then takes Alita's damaged body back home. Her cybernetic body is almost beyond repair, and Dr. Ito realizes that he has very few options left. He finally decides to use the powerful cybernetic body Alita discovered inside the ancient spacecraft. He carefully connects Alita's surviving head and brain to the new body. The next morning, Alita wakes up and immediately realizes that something is different. She now has a completely new cybernetic body equipped with advanced technology and powerful weapons. The body can even generate intense energy, giving her abilities she never had before. Alita looks at her new body with excitement. She has no idea that this powerful body is connected to a much deeper mystery, and that it may eventually help her unlock the truth about the life she completely forgot. The next day, Alita goes to meet Hugo because she wants to show him her new cybernetic body. When Hugo sees her, he is amazed. He really likes her new body and is impressed by how powerful and advanced it looks. During their conversation, Hugo tells Alita that he wants to reach the sky city of Zalem as soon as possible. But getting there is not easy. People need a huge number of points to earn the opportunity, and those points can be collected either by defeating dangerous criminals or by winning the famous motorball race. After hearing this, Alita makes an unexpected decision. She removes her powerful energy core and offers it to Hugo, telling him that he can sell it and use the points to get closer to Zalem. But Alita's core is not an ordinary power source. It contains an enormous amount of energy, so much that it could provide electricity to the entire city for months. Hugo refuses to take it. He tells Alita that she should keep it because it is extremely important to her. Instead, he suggests that she participate in the motorball race. Hugo believes that Alita has a real chance of winning. If she wins, they might both get the opportunity to reach Zalem. Alita immediately agrees. Deep down, she is doing all of this because she cares deeply about Hugo and wants to help him achieve his dream. Meanwhile, Vector begins preparing a plan against Alita. He hires several dangerous fighters and hunter warriors and offers them a massive reward. He tells them that if they can defeat Alita during the race, he will give them 5 million points, an amount that could completely change their chances of reaching Zalem. Among the hunters is the same fighter whom Alita had embarrassed earlier. He still wants revenge against her, but instead of going after Alita directly, he decides to target Hugo. The hunter frames Hugo for a serious crime and makes it appear as though Hugo was responsible. As a result, Hugo is now treated as a wanted criminal. Meanwhile, Alita has officially entered the motorball race. The race begins, but it quickly becomes clear that something is wrong. Several fighters are targeting Alita instead of simply competing. They surround her and try to stop her from reaching the finish. But Alita refuses to give up. Using her incredible speed and advanced cybernetic abilities, she manages to overcome one opponent after another while continuing through the race. Suddenly, Alita receives a call for Hugo. He tells her that the hunter she previously defeated is after him and that he is in serious danger. The moment Alita hears this, she makes a difficult decision. She leaves the race behind and rushes to help Hugo. When Alita reaches the hunter, she confronts him and manages to overpower him. At the same time, news spreads throughout Iron City that Hugo has been declared a wanted criminal. The authorities begin searching for him, believing that he is responsible for the crime he was framed for. Soon, the city police arrive to capture him. The people around Alita tell her that Hugo is now considered a dangerous criminal and that she should stop protecting him. But Alita refuses to turn against him. She cannot bring herself to harm Hugo. Then, before Alita can save him, the same hunter suddenly attacks Hugo with his sword. Alita watches in shock as Hugo is left seriously injured, realizing that the situation has become far more dangerous than she ever imagined. After everyone leaves, Hugo is left in a critical condition. His strength slowly fades, and it appears that he may not survive. Just then, Dr. Ito's wife arrives with an unexpected idea. She tells Alita that they should preserve Hugo's head and connect it to another cybernetic body. That way, Hugo might have a chance to live again as a cyborg. After everything she has witnessed, Dr. Ito's wife has changed. She no longer wants to use people for her own benefit. Instead, she genuinely wants to help Hugo. Alita agrees. She takes Hugo's head to Dr. Ito, who performs a complex procedure and connects it to a new cybernetic body. Soon, Hugo wakes up again. Alita and Hugo are both incredibly happy because Hugo now has a powerful cybernetic body similar to Alita's. But Dr. Ito then reveals a shocking truth about Vector. He explains that Vector has been deceiving people for years. He promises them that if they collect enough money and points, he can help them reach Zalm. But that is not true. Ordinary people cannot simply buy their way into Zalm. Only certain people are allowed to live there, and reaching the city is extremely difficult. Dr. Ito also reveals another secret. He and his wife were actually born in Zalm. They came down to Iron City because their daughter needed medical treatment, but after arriving, they were never allowed to return. Hearing this, Alita becomes furious. She decides to confront Vector. Alita enters Vector's facility, where several powerful machines immediately move against her. But this time, Alita has her advanced cybernetic body. She uses its incredible abilities to overcome the machines one after another, and continues deeper into the facility. After getting past the guards, Alita finally reaches Vector. However, before she can confront him, Vector's powerful robot appears once again. The robot attacks Alita, and she is thrown to the ground. But this moment triggers something unexpected. Alita suddenly begins remembering her lost past. She sees memories from nearly 300 years earlier. She realizes that she was once a highly trained warrior who fought in the Great War. She also remembers that she had fought alongside many companions. During the war, Alita and her allies were eventually overwhelmed. Her companions were lost, and Alita herself was severely damaged before her remains were discarded in the wasteland. As these memories return, Alita also remembers her original mission. She had been fighting against the powerful forces controlling Zalm. The memories leave Alita a new sense of purpose. Just then, Vector's robot attacks again. Alita quickly regains her focus and uses her sword to defeat the machine. She then confronts Vector and finally brings his operation to an end. At that moment, Alita receives a call from Dr. Ito. He tells her that Hugo is attempting to reach Zalm using the giant transport pipe. Alita immediately follows him. When she reaches Hugo, she tells him that he doesn't need to go to Zalm. She says they can stay together in Iron City and build a new life. Hugo agrees with her, but they don't realize that someone in Zalm has been watching them. The mysterious ruler of the Sky City sees what is happening and activates a powerful defense system. A sudden attack causes Hugo to lose his grip. Alita reaches out and grabs his hand, trying desperately to hold on to him. For a moment, it seems like she might save him, but Hugo's grip slips away. He falls into the depths below. Alita is devastated by the loss of the person she cared about most. She realizes that despite everything she tried to do, she could not keep Hugo safe. However, this loss changes her completely. Alita decides that she will no longer remain in Iron City. She wants to reach Zalm and uncover the truth about the people controlling it. She also wants answers for everything that happened to her and Hugo. Meanwhile, Alita becomes the winner of the motorball competition. Standing before the crowd, she raises her sword towards Zalm. She makes it clear that she is coming for the truth and that the game is no longer over. With Alita preparing to challenge the mysterious power above Iron City, the story comes to an exciting end.